anti-gravity joke? Don't worry, it's over your head. If you guys like what you're hearing, if you're interested in learning how to write these poems, we have a really incredible summer camp called the Volume Summer Institute at our teen center in Ann Arbor. It's about 45 minutes from here, but it's from June 24th to June 29th. We have incredible instructors who work with you for a whole week on writing poems. We usually have about 50 or 60 young people who are part of it. You can take a workshop. You can take workshops in poetry, or you can take workshops in fiction, or you can take a workshop in emceeing. So whatever you're interested in, those three genres, we have really wonderful instructors. I have information about it if anybody wants to come up afterward and see me. I have them here. I also have an email mailing list. If you want to find out more about shows that we're doing or anything like that, you can give us your email. We promise not to spam you. Just every once in a while we'll give you an announcement, like their big show coming up in June. So if you're interested, you can sign up later. You can get a flyer about our Summer Institute. But right now I'm going to introduce the co-director of the Volume Youth Poetry Project in Ann Arbor. He graduated from Eastern Michigan University. He is a writing tutor at Washington Community College, longtime member of Ann Arbor Workworks. He's been an Ann Arbor Poetry Slam champion and performed in the National Poetry Slam, and he's the author of the incredible book of poems called The Ill Lad and the Odd MC. He's also an odd MC. Sometimes goes by the name of Verbal Assault. But we also call him Mike Moriarty. This is Mike Moriarty right here. Everybody?
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. Yeah.
You're very welcome. So I'm going to start with this. This is like a new piece that I'm just kind of excited about. I haven't got the chance to do it yet. There's a little turn at the end where I start talking about myself in the third person. I just wanted to mention that because I didn't want it to be confusing. But so it's Michael, and that's me. There could be a lot of us out there, Sit with me in this crooked corridor of a moment. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this night lasted the rest of my life. I wanted to say something about your hands, some kind of palmistry, but really, I just like watching your hands trace the outlines of beautiful things, so please, bear with me. There's a boy who wanted to bring you an apple but got lost and died in an orchard. If you see him, take his hand and walk him clear to the day's end. There's a poet who wanted to parchment all the sails into flight. If you see him one evening, staring crazily into a broken pocket watch, say something about how the sky looks nice, and he'll grin at least till the end of the week. There are 4 homeless men playing basketball in the shuffling summer afternoon. When you see the fulcrums of their bodies holding the whole world up for a moment, all you can do is listen to one say, "You can't make that shit," and believe it. This flip spark, this gallant dark, this page full of glow, this shipwreck shimmer, these reverences and scars, this optic nerve riddled with seeing. Oh, Earth, there's a whiskey bottle better men have drowned in next to his bed. If you reach for it, a cistern of some forgetful burn, think first of your best works burst into flames. There is a prism in the window of a steam-seared kitchen. If it twists just so, wait until the flash lilts on my grandmother's cheek, and please bring the whole smile back to me. There is a long drive I have not yet taken with the woman I love. If I don't make it, please let all the air's unseen kisses find her cheeks. Oh Lord, she was good to me. There is a list of things I can't believe, beginning with existence and stretching as far as my flailing can reach. If it's the shroud I'm buried beneath, it was quite a life indeed. There are poets. Thank them for throwing the curtains open on my mornings. There was a sister crying in her bed. If I'm not there, maybe what's left of this awareness could hug her until the shutters are softer. There's a father rubbing stress from his temples. Hip check him into the fridge until he laughs for a second. How to get the most out of your ghost. How to build a church with just her voice and kneeling. How to strike the ridges of spine to make the whole body ignite. There is a man named Michael. If you see him, tell him he owes me an explanation. Tell him the fall fallen live wires of his wrist veins are still sweeping across the streets while I sleep. If you see that helpless bastard, tell him he can go die in the ditch, and the ditch can go die in an even deeper one. If you see him, tell him the sky looks nice. He'll know what it means. If you see him thinning to a single shivering tendon, tell him, be well, my old friend, be well. If you see him asking a parking meter for directions, with the blood from his open throat trailing behind him like a wet scarf in the wind, ask him how the poems are going. His friends called him Mike and his cousins called him Mikey, and he loved both under his breath when he could catch it. If you see him, tell him I got a laundry basket of everything he's ever loved to return to him. Tell him I'd love to catch up for a minute, look him in the eyes and see that flicker of recognition. I heard he was haunting a hill on Sunset Street where the city unfurls its vast settling gleam. If you see him, with cobwebs between his fingers, and he's still mumbling about miracles and who he's in love with, and trying to catch fireflies in the yawning mason jars of his eyes, tell him I said, it was nice knowing him. Tell him I don't know if I can forgive him. Tell him I still wouldn't mind if he came back.